Alright, thanks again for joining me here on 3 Minute Knives, where we go over the ins and outs of a particular knife in 3 minutes or less, usually. Once again, I'm going to do a video, and I think I may go over the general 3-minute guideline that I put out there. Today, we're going to be talking about the Paramilitary 2 Tanto and M4 with the Jade scales. This is one that I just got I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days ago. I did not join the rush of people on Blade HQ because this is a Blade HQ exclusive. I didn't join the rush where the server crashed, and I got this secondary. Brand new though. Well, I guess not brand new, but secondhand brand new. So anyway, let's go over the specs real quick. Overall length, 8.25 inches. Blade length, 3.44 inches with a cutting edge of 3.25 inches. This is a hollow grind. You got a nice satin finish on there. Stainless steel liners. It weighs 4.2 ounces. So that's just a tad more than the typical leaf-shaped blade. Got a nice lanyard hole, your standard. Everything other than the blade on this is pretty much your standard PM2. Still have all the stainless steel hardware, the typical pocket clip. But I got it because I love a nice tanto, and this is a great tanto blade. I actually prefer this. Now, actually, let me go back. I've had 3 PM2s in the past, and I've never kept any of them because I don't know. I didn't care for them that much. I've had a lot of Spydercos, and I've either sold or traded them all off for one reason or another. They just haven't stayed with me. But the Jade Tanto M4 came out. I had the opportunity to pick one up, and I thought I would give it a try. So with all that said, I really do like the Tanto blade. The handle is the same. If you've had a PM2, everything else is the same. It feels great in the hand. I hate the pocket clip, but it feels great in the hand. You can get a better pocket clip for this, but that's one of my pet peeves about Spyderco and the PM2 specifically. But it feels great. You got this, it's kind of like a finger choil, but you can choke up on it here. You got some nice jimping right there. Some nice jimping up top here. I like the fact that it is right hand, left hand, tip up or tip down. That's nice. And if you're looking to get a PM2, it's also nice that you can buy secondary pretty much anything to make this your own. You can buy different pocket clips, scales, hardware. That's always nice too. So, like I said, I've had PM2s in the past. I haven't kept any of them. This one, I'm kind of on the fence about, because the reasons why I got rid of previous versions of the PM2 are still there, but I really like the blade. M4 is a great steel if you don't mind the lowered corrosion resistance. So if you live in a salty area, M4 is probably not great for you, but it is very hard, holds an edge extremely well. But if you're not a good sharpener, it might be a little more difficult to sharpen for you. The PM2, the action is great. Once you get it dialed in, it's great. I should say that. Every PM2 that I've had right out of the box has been pretty stiff, and I had to take it apart, and you really got to dial in both sides. You have pivots on both sides that turn independently, which is kind of a pet peeve I don't really care for, but it just makes it a little difficult to get it dialed in just where you like it. Now I've got it right where I like it right now, and I put some Loctite on the screws so they don't back out. So it drops, but it's a smooth drop. It's not just free flow. You can feel a little bit of resistance in there, and that's what I like. But because of that, It's not quite centered perfectly. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little to the left, just a tad, but I can live with that. So some of my pet peeves about the PM2 and about a lot of Spydercos. Like I said, I love this new blade shape. I've never cared for the leaf shape. I know they're great slicers, but it's just never been my thing. The PM2 itself, for the price point, I just think they could do a little bit better. Stop putting this pocket clip on here. I would say 70 to 80% of people that buy PM2s, they upgrade the pocket clip to a deep carry and they spend another 20 to 30 bucks or more on another pocket clip. Hardware, especially for the pocket clip here, put some recessed screws in there. The other thing, it just doesn't seem quite finished enough. The blade itself, even on the leaf-shaped blades, they're kind of sharp. It's like they put them on the machine, they cut it out, and they just left it. They're kind of sharp. The jimping is a little sharp. The compression lock, it's kind of sharp. I know I'm nitpicking here. For the price point, this thing is in the $200 range. I just think they could do a little bit better. I think they should listen to their customers. They know what customers want. They know the things that customers replace. So maybe take that into consideration and do a couple things differently. Now, I know Spyderco has a lot of models, and I've had quite a few of them. Some of them are better than others. The PM2 is their standard. I would say it's their flagship model. It's been out for a long time now, and they sell the crap out of it. And I will say I've never had an issue reselling any of the PM2s that I've had. They go pretty quick as long as you price them reasonably. And it is a great little flipper if you like to sit around and fidget with your knives. So, but just as an example, as far as the fit and finish goes, WE knives. I've had a bunch of WE knives as well. I have never had an issue with any of my WE knives as far as hot spots or like this particular one. This is the WE 801. They cut it out, and then it's just everything is so nice. It's nice and smooth and rounded. Even the blade, there's not a sharp edge on this blade at all. It's all kind of rounded off. That little bit of detail. Now I know this is titanium. It's not liners. It's just, but WE does an excellent job with all their knives. This is another one. This is a VDK Goat. This is more of their budget, I guess. But even here, the jimping is nice and smooth, nice rounded. The blade itself up here, rounded edges. There's nothing sharp about it other than the edge down here. The liner lock, it's kind of rounded off. So it feels good when you push it over. It doesn't bite into your finger. Whereas the compression lock, which is essentially a kind of a backward liner lock, it's sharp. So if you sit here and flick it a lot, you start to feel it in your fingertip there. Another example, this is a Magiron Knives, and this thing retail was under $200. And this is probably the best fit and finish of, I'm not going to say the best that I've had, but everything is just perfect on it. It's smooth. There's not a hot spot on this thing anywhere. The blade, it's nice and rounded up here. The jimping is perfect. So I don't know. I just think Spyderco could do a little bit more for their customers for the price point. $200, there shouldn't be any of the sharpness on here. With all that said, just because of the blade, I kind of like this. Now this one may stay. It'll probably stay with me for a while. Don't know exactly how long, but I don't know. And maybe I'll keep it because I just to have a PM2 in my collection. To say that I have one. I like doing that every now and then for certain blades. Anyway, the Spyderco PM2 Tanto M4 with the Jade scales. You can pick them up on the secondary now. A lot of people that rush to buy them on Blade Clue or Blade HQ are getting rid of them now. So check them out. There you go. Sorry this one went a little bit longer.